Welcome to the wild and awe-inspiring Canadian Rockies, a land of jagged peaks, glacier-fed lakes, and raw natural beauty unlike anywhere else in the world. In this travel guide, I'll walk you through the top 10 must-see things to do and see between Banff and Jasper. And be sure to stick around to the end of this video for some essential travel tips to help you plan for this unforgettable trip. So let's dive into the best things to do and see in the Canadian Rockies. First, let's talk about the main route through the Canadian Rockies, the Icefields Parkway, which stretches 143 miles and connects Lake Louise and Jasper. This stunning highway winds right through the heart of the Rockies, and it's also known as one of the most scenic drives in the world, offering nonstop views of postcard mountains, ancient glaciers, turquoise lakes, and roaring waterfalls. I mean, just look at these views. This is just random pull-offs along the road. It's literally breathtaking. And to make this guide easy to follow, I'll be highlighting all my favorite must-see spots in order, starting from Banff and heading north to Jasper. That way you can follow along step by step as you plan your trip, because the Icefields Parkway isn't just a road, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. My first stop as you leave Banff is Johnston Canyon. This is one of the most popular and accessible hikes in the area, and for good reason. This scenic trail follows a series of catwalks and bridges built right in the canyon walls, giving you up-close views of rushing waters, steep limestone cliffs, and stunning waterfalls. The hike to Lower Falls is just under 1 mile one way and takes about 30 minutes round trip. Perfect if you're short on time, but I highly recommend continuing on to Upper Falls, which is a moderate 3-mile round trip hike. It's absolutely worth the effort. Johnston Canyon is a great stop for all skill levels, and be sure to grab some ice cream at the Johnston store when you get done with your hike. It's the perfect treat. Up next is the world-famous Lake Louise, arguably known as the crown jewel of Banff National Park. Surrounded by towering peaks and overlooked by the historic Fairmont Chateau, this glacier-fed lake is known for its surreal turquoise color, which is most vibrant in late June through early September. Lake Louise is more than just a photo stop, it's a hub for adventure. In the summer, you can rent a canoe and paddle across the glassy water for incredible mountain views, or you can hit the trails on one of the many hikes that start from the lake shore. When we were here, we did the Little Beehive Trail, which is about 5.8 miles round trip, and it was fantastic. So whether you're here for a hike, a paddle, or just want to simply soak up the view, Lake Louise is of course a must-see experience that you'll never forget. Just a short shuttle ride from Lake Louise is one of the most iconic and photographed spots in all of Canada, Moraine Lake. This glacier-fed lake is famous for its striking blue-green color, which is caused by light reflecting off fine rock flour carried in by the melting glaciers. The color is at its peak from late June through early October. Moraine Lake is surrounded by 10 dramatic mountain peaks, each of them rising more than 10,000 feet in elevation, creating a scene that looks like a painting come to life. One of the best views is just a short walk up the Rock Pile Trail, where you'll get the classic panoramic shot. For those who want to explore a little further, there are several hiking options around, and you can also rent a canoe here and paddle if the weather allows. Moraine Lake isn't just beautiful, it's unforgettable. For number 5 on my list, we're heading across the Alberta-British Columbia border into Yoho National Park, home to one of the most breathtaking waterfalls in Canada, Takakau Falls. Standing at an impressive 1,224 feet, Takakau Falls is the second largest waterfall in Canada. The sight and sound of the water thundering down the sheer cliffs is absolutely awe-inspiring. The falls are fed by Dolly Glacier and are most powerful in late spring and early summer when the glacier melt is at its peak. From the parking lot, it's just a 10 to 15-minute walk on a paved, wheelchair-accessible trail to reach the base of the falls. You'll start to feel the cool mist of the waterfall on your face long before you even get close to the falls, so bring your rain jacket if you want to stand near the base, because it's a splash zone. This is a great stop for all ages and fitness levels, and it's a detour you absolutely don't want to miss on your Rockies road trip. Also in Yoho National Park, and just a short drive from Takakau Falls, is one of the most serene and magical places in the Canadian Rockies, Emerald Lake. True to its name, this lake glows with a stunning emerald blue hue created by fine glacial sediment. Emerald Lake is surrounded by towering peaks and dense forests, creating a peaceful and picture-perfect setting that feels far removed from the busier tourist spots like Lake Louise. It's the largest lake in Yoho National Park and one of the easiest to access. One of the best ways to enjoy the lake is to walk the 3.2-mile loop trail that circles the shoreline. It's an easy flat hike that offers incredible views from every angle. Along the Parkway, you'll pass through some forest, find lots of wildflowers, and there will be some marsh areas. In the summer, you can rent a canoe here and glide across the vivid water. It's peaceful, scenic, and like I said, way less crowded. Emerald Lake is often overlooked by travelers rushing through the Rockies, but it's truly one of the most relaxing and breathtaking spots you can visit, so don't miss it. Next on the list is the Pito Lake Overlook, a must-see spot along the Icefields Parkway that will leave you speechless. Located about 25 miles north of Lake Louise, this viewpoint offers one of the most iconic and stunning vistas in the Canadian Rockies. From the parking lot area, it's an easy 3/4 mile hike uphill to the viewpoint, a short but moderately steep walk that rewards you with a jaw-dropping view of the surreal turquoise color Pito Lake below. Pito Lake Overlook is one of the most unforgettable stops on the Icefield Parkway, where you can truly feel the vastness of the Canadian Rockies. Coming in at number 8 is one of the most accessible glaciers in North America, the Athabasca Glacier, located in the heart of the Columbia Icefields along the Icefields Parkway. This massive glacier is part of the larger Columbia Icefield, which spans over 125 square miles and feeds into 3 different oceans. The Athabasca Glacier itself stretches nearly 3.7 miles and flows down from the icefield like a frozen river between towering peaks. What makes it especially remarkable is how close you can get to it. You can walk right up to its toe, which is what we did. Or you can book a tour with a guide and get even closer by walking on the glacier itself. The area around the Athabasca Glacier is a powerful reminder of the planet's natural forces, but also reminds you how fragile it is. The glacier has been retreating steadily due to climate change, and interpretive signs along the path show just how far it's receded over the last century. Next up at number 9, we enter Jasper National Park for the striking and dramatic Mount Edith Cavell. Towering over the landscape at 11,033 feet, this mountain isn't just visually stunning, it's one of the most accessible places in the Canadian Rockies to experience the raw beauty of alpine terrain up close. Once in the parking lot, the most popular trail is the Path of the Glacier Trail, an easy 1.6 mile round-trip hike that leads you to the overlook of Angel Glacier, which spills dramatically down the face of the mountain and feeds into a vibrant milky blue glacier pond below. Icebergs often float in the lake, and the sound of cracking ice echoing through the valley adds to the atmosphere. You'll feel like you've stepped into another world here. Mount Edith Cavell is one of Jasper's true hidden treasures, less crowded than other stops, but just as jaw-dropping. If you're looking for the perfect mix of tranquility, alpine beauty, and raw nature, this spot should be high on your list. And finally at number 10, we dive deeper into the heart of Jasper National Park, the largest park in the Canadian Rockies. One of the absolute must-sees in the park is the breathtaking Moraine Lake, known for its crystal clear turquoise water and surreal mountain backdrop. The best way to experience Moraine Lake is by taking the iconic Moraine Lake boat cruise. This 90-minute tour glides across the water, passing dramatic peaks and secluded coves before arriving at the world-famous Spirit Island. Only accessible by boat, Spirit Island is a tiny picturesque grove of trees set along the jaw-dropping backdrop of towering mountains and glaciers. It truly is one of the most beautiful areas of the Canadian Rockies. Back at the headquarters area, you can rent some canoes and kayaks, and there's several hiking trails around the lake. Also, I want to recommend, before getting to the lake, there's the Moraine Canyon that you should stop and check out. It's a narrow limestone gorge with waterfalls and dramatic viewpoints. So whether you choose to cruise, paddle, or hike, this area of Jasper National Park offers an unforgettable finale to your Canadian Rockies adventure. Okay, I have one last bonus thing you should do while you're in Jasper National Park, and that's take a cold dip in Medicine Lake. This beautiful and mysterious lake is often overlooked by travelers rushing to Moraine Lake, but it's well worth the stop. This crystal clear lake is surrounded by rugged mountains and peaceful forest. It's a stunning place to relax, have a picnic, and if you're feeling brave, take a quick plunge in the glacier-fed water. Yes, it's cold, but it's also incredibly refreshing and fun. The perfect way to connect with the wild spirit of the Rockies. Just be sure to enter slowly, keep it short, and bring a towel and dry clothes to warm up afterwards. Trust me, it's well worth it, and you'll never forget it. Now that I went through all my top 10 must-see spots in the Canadian Rockies, here are a few helpful tips to make your trip smoother, more enjoyable, and less stressful before you head out on your adventure. First, let's talk about park passes because it's not free to enter the 3 national parks I covered, Banff, Yoho, and Jasper. All of these parks are part of Canada's national park system, so you'll need to purchase a Parks Canada pass to explore them. You can purchase just a single daily pass, but if you're spending more than a few days, I highly recommend the Discovery Pass. It covers unlimited admission to all the national parks and historic sites across Canada for an entire year, and it usually just pays for itself. We just purchased our pass at the Parks Gate, which was about 145 Canadian dollars for the 2 of us to enter and visit all the national parks. You'll receive a tag for your vehicle, so just make sure you display it clearly on the dashboard while you're exploring the parks. Okay, I can't stress this next tip enough. Start your day early. Seriously. Especially if you're visiting popular places like Lake Louise and Moraine Lake. Parking lots fill up before sunrise, especially in peak summer months, July through September. So if you want to catch that magical morning light and avoid the crowds and actually find parking, set your alarm early. Now let's talk about the shuttle system. To access Lake Louise and Moraine Lake, especially now that Moraine Lake is no longer accessible by personal vehicle, you'll need to reserve a spot on the Parks Canada shuttle, Rome Transit. These book up fast, so plan ahead and reserve your time slot as early as possible online. You'll park at the Lake Louise Ski Resort Park and Ride and then shuttle into both lakes with ease. It seems like it would be stressful, but it really isn't. They actually have a really great setup. Just make sure to book early. Next up is cell phone service. Don't count on having full cell phone service once you're on the Icefields Parkway or deep into the parks. I highly recommend downloading offline maps and trail information in advance, and have a physical map on hand just in case. Gas stations and restaurants are very sparse along the Icefields Parkway. There's actually only one of each along the entire route, so you'll want to stock up in Banff or Jasper with plenty of snacks, refillable water bottles, and picnic supplies so you can enjoy these scenic pull-offs without going hungry. And make sure to fill up your gas too before you go. The last thing you want to do is run out of gas in this wild backcountry. Lodging in Banff, Lake Louise, and Jasper fills up months in advance. If you're planning to stay in the parks, be sure to book as early as you can, especially for popular campgrounds and lakeside lodges. Weather in the Rockies can change quickly, even in the summer. Mornings can be chilly, and high-altitude locations like glaciers or alpine lakes can be windy and cold. I highly recommend to bring a variety of layers with, including a rain jacket, warm fleece, and sturdy hiking shoes. I've linked my favorite hiking and outdoor gear below in the description if you're interested. You'll likely see bears, elk, or even moose during your visit, and that's part of the magic here in the Canadian Rockies. But just remember to never approach or feed wildlife. Keep your distance and always carry bear spray with you when you're hiking, and know how to use it. I linked the bear spray in the description that we carry on every single hike. And last but not least, these parks are incredibly special, and it's up to all of us to keep them that way. Please remember to stick to marked trails, pack out all trash, and respect nature and wildlife. Please remember to leave no trace. And that wraps up my ultimate travel guide to the Canadian Rockies. This region is truly one of the most magical places on Earth. So whether you're planning your first trip here or coming back for another round of adventure, I hope this guide helps make the most of your time between Banff and Jasper. Also, be sure to check out the description where I link some helpful park resources, hikes I mentioned, and some of my favorite gear. And be sure to give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment below with any questions, and don't forget to subscribe for more travel guides and inspiration. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.